Hi everybody and welcome to week 2 in FYE 115. Week 2 is now posted. As a reminder, you have until midnight tonight, which is Monday, September 7th, to complete everything for week 1 in order to get it in on time. If you have submitted things, the grading is in progress, so you should have your grades today or tomorrow for what you've put in already. If you did post your initial discussion response to introduce yourself, I have replied to you. I had a good time reading everybody's information and introductions and seeing all your artwork and all that great stuff. So I did create a discussion just so you know, and it's optional. You don't have to do it, but I had so much fun looking at everybody's artwork that I decided to create a discussion board for that purpose. If you'd like to share your art, links to your site, what your Instagram is, or wherever your art happens to live. And I was brave because I am not an artist like all of you, but I do like to make jewelry. So I decided to be brave and post my picture of one of my creations for you. And if you want to share just for fun, you can do that. Obviously, this is totally optional, but I just thought this was another way to have some community in this online format. So definitely do that. If you're interested, there is no obligation for that. Okay, so let's talk about week 2. I'm logged into our Canvas page. You can see this bar across the bottom. You're not going to have this. That just tells me that I am in student view, so I can see exactly what you see. It allows me to catch any mistakes and things like that. So don't worry that you can't see that part. Okay, so you're going to scroll down from our homepage until you get to week 2. And you're basically just going to kind of go through all of these activities in order. So this week we're going to be talking about purpose, and we're going to be talking about personal values and then how those values relate to your occupation or the workplace. Okay? So the first place we're going to start is with a discussion on purpose. Purpose is an overarching theme of FYE. There are studies that show that college students who declare a purpose and not just a major for their education, and who align their purpose for their education with their personal values and their overall life goals, tend to persist, which means continue, and graduate and be more successful in actually earning their degrees. So this is something that we like to do early on in your college career, and FYE is a good place to do that. So the first thing you're asked to do in this discussion is just brainstorm. That's number 1, what purpose kind of is to you. Then I'm going to ask you to watch this TED Talk, it's not super long, about purpose, values, and career, and respond to this down here based on that. All right? Don't forget that discussion boards have 2 pieces. One piece is due by Friday, that's your initial responses, and 2 replies to others are due by Monday. So once again, like we talked about last week, if students tend to lose points on the discussion board, it's because they don't adhere to these 2 separate deadlines. So please make sure that you use your planner, your calendar, your phone, whatever you use to manage your time, and make sure that you utilize these 2 separate due dates, okay? All right, so that's number 1. Number 2 is an online value sort. This is a very straightforward activity, but one that I would like you to put some thought into. It won't take you very long. What you're going to do is do an online sort that's going to have you identify your top values. So you can see here examples of what we call values. These are things that are most important to you. Now, obviously, if I don't check something off, that doesn't mean it's not important. It's just this is going to lead me through prioritizing, okay? Choosing the things that are most important to me out of this list. So it's going to narrow it from 10, and then I believe from 10 to 5. You're going to go through this process thoughtfully, come up with your top 5, and then you're going to enter it into this text box to get the points. So all you do is click Submit Assignment, and then I'm going to type in the 5 values, okay? Honesty, religion, teaching, helping others, whatever it happens to be, it's going to guide you to 5. You write them in here and you click submit. That's all there is to it, and you get the points. Okay? So that part is not too terrible. I'm going to click, it just thinks I'm going to do an assignment, so it doesn't want me to leave. I'm going to click leave. Okay. The next thing I want you to do, and there's a video demo here if you forget kind of how to do this or you forget what I'm talking about. The video demo is done for a prior class, so it references a couple things, like a preferred major and stuff that has to do with a prior class, but how you use the site is the same, so I left that video up. ONET Online, I'll show you what that looks like, is put out by the U.S. Department of Labor. So this is a scholarly, credible website about careers. And what you're going to do for this assignment is we're going to talk about something called work values. So in the last piece where you just narrowed it down to 5, you were talking about personal values. What's important to you in your life, in your big general, big picture life, okay? Now we're going to talk about what's important to you in a workplace environment or in an occupation, in a job, in a career. Okay, so from week 1 in your career worksheet, you looked at 3 occupations that you might be interested in. And what I'm going to ask you to do for your reflection this week is go to this website. So it's just onetonline.org, and go and investigate the work values for each of your 3 jobs that you're looking at. So let's pick animator. Okay, you're just going to put the name of the job in this quick search bar. And I am clicking on this one, which is the closest match, multimedia artists and animators. We have some people in the class that are interested in this. Now, if you want to see the different things that an animator will do, you can see that here, different skills that you need. Please don't be overwhelmed by all of this. Remember that this is why you're in college, is to learn some of these things. So if you don't know all of this already, that's okay. Remember this site, because as we move forward and do more career research, and as you do your final project for this class, which is based on one career that you decide to do more in-depth research, you can use this website, okay? So make sure that you kind of pay attention to what's here. If you click on the plus sign under any of these menus, you can see it expand to the full information. So see how it says like 5 of 17? If you want to see the rest of it, you just click the plus and the rest of it comes up. So for right now, for this week, what you're looking at is work values. So I'm going to scroll down through all of these different menus until I get to work values. So here are work values. These are the work values that this credible website says are most important to be an animator. Independence, achievement, and working conditions. And you can read the descriptions there. So what I'm going to ask you to do is think about how these work values align or not with the personal values that you have identified, okay? So they might align exactly, they might relate to each other, they might contradict. I'm just asking you to kind of think about that. And you're going to repeat this process for each of the 3 jobs that you did last week on your career sheet. You just put the name in here, you click the little arrow or you click enter, you go down and identify the work values. Okay? Now, I'm going to skip this for 1 minute. This is where you're going to use that information. Okay? So if I click on the reflection and I click on the document, it's going to open for me so I can see the instructions and see the prompt. This is where you're going to use both the personal values and the work values that we already looked at in the previous exercises. Okay, so this is going to tie it all together. Number 1 asks you about personal values. Write down a value or priority that's important to you. Write an intention statement, and I've given you an example about how you will give it a place of priority, and then how does this help you stay focused on your goals. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. I've given you one there to, to kind of model after if you want to. All right, number 2 is where you kind of get into the work pieces and where you're going to need to use that ONET online site. Okay? It says, look at the worksheet you completed last week. That's the table, remember, that has the 3 jobs across it, and it asked you different questions about them. So you're going to do work values for each of those 3, and then you're going to answer the questions. What have you identified as your top 5 most important values? This is from the online value sort that you entered into the text box. Okay? And then how do the work values listed on ONET for each career align with these values? So again, they could align exactly, they could relate, they could complement each other, they could contradict each other. I just want you to examine that, okay? And then B, looking at the information from last week's career coach exercise and the values piece, is there an occupation that stands out for you above the others? So I'm asking you to kind of synthesize all the information in the last 2 weeks that you've done about the different jobs that you're looking at and determine whether there's one that stands out or not. Maybe not. Please don't just write no. Okay, if not, tell me why not. And then see what additional information do you need and how will you find it. Okay, so if you work through the modules or the steps of the module in order, you should have everything that you need to do that reflection and get that information. All right, so sorry, I don't know why this isn't going back. All right, so the last thing, oops, sorry. Okay, so the last thing that we kind of skipped over for a second has to do with mentors and role models. The syllabus lists a reading to go with this. I decided to cancel the reading because I felt like you had enough to do, but I did not cancel the discussion. So please read my little blurb here and then respond to this discussion, okay? The last piece of the week, the last thing that you have to do, kind of takes a turn a little bit away from this theme, and this is just a general thing that you do need to know, very helpful information about Great Bay. All right, this is a quiz. It is a multiple attempt, do it as many times as you want, open website quiz to help you figure out what Great Bay has available for you in order to help you academically, personally, with anything that you might need help with while you're here with us. So it's important that you become familiar with what these things are and where to find them. So what I'm asking you to do is go to the website, explore a little bit, and then it's just going to ask you to match the services with, match the service areas such as CAPS, advising, the one-stop, with the tasks that they can help you with or with what they do, essentially, okay? So my goal here is that you learn to navigate the website, you learn what services we offer and where they are. I don't care if you get it perfect on the first try. I don't care if you get it perfect on the 10th try. All right, so leave the website open while you take the quiz. That's fine to do. If you take it and you don't get 100 and you want to take it again, do it. That's fine. All right. So that is the last piece that you have to do for the week. Again, we're wrapping up week 2 at midnight a week from today on Monday, September 14th. So all of these things you can see have that due date there. If you need any help or have any questions at all, please email me. You can also post, remember we have that discussion forum that's dedicated to questions. I'll show you where that is. If you click over here on discussions and you click on any questions, concerns, or issues. So if it's something that you're not, that you're comfortable sharing, that someone else might have a question too, definitely post it there. But if you want to email me, you can. I can meet you by phone, by Zoom. I'm happy to help you, but you have to reach out, okay? So please let me know if anything is not clear. You should be okay if you just kind of work through this in order. You should be set to go, but if anything's not clear, if you need help, if you catch a mistake, anything like that, please let me know. Okay? I wish you all a happy and healthy week, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.